Yay! Hello everyone, KirbyVolt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby Star Allies. On the last episode, we conquered the rest of level 2 for Guest Star Allies Go, or Guest Star Allies Go, Guest Star Allies Go, the going of the guest stars that become allies because they're stars, and helpers, and friends, and whatnot, and look at how adorable all these characters look. I can't wait to get into level 3-1, which is, level 3 in general is probably my least favorite part of the run. And I keep saying run, when that's not actually the term. Well, it's my least favorite part of the playthrough itself. We are starting up Jumbastion, and I don't mind Jumbastion whatsoever. Jumbastion's a perfectly cool area, but my goodness, there's a lot that happens in this area that makes it go on quite a bit, because there's a lot of different branching paths depending on the different friends you play as. So we're starting with Plug, with a team of Kawasaki, Ku, Rick, and Kine, and of course Meta Knight, who we actually got last episode because he was one of the dream friends that we could get after we beat his boss battle. Unfortunately, there are no more dream friends we can get for beating boss battles, so at this point, unless I go and change something very drastically, which will require me to go back to the very beginning of the game to get that one dream friend rod, we're going to be sticking with the dream friends that we have found along the way. So, yay for that. And again, another area has a really cool background. I also saved myself quite a bit of trouble here, in which I recorded things in, like, spurts. So, we're back with Plug and the exact same team, because there was no transition. This is literally just the same recording footage, which I'm perfectly fine with, because I'd rather do that, because it was a nice savior on how much I had to record. Especially compared to the next episode, which looks like it's gonna be fun, because of a lot of the crazy, silly things they do there. Shush. But yeah, the Gatehouse Road music is really fantastic. Oh, this is also the very first upgrade that we can find in the entirety of 3-1. It's only available for some people, as you notice in the upper right-hand corner when we start up this area. And it's speed, yeah, so there's actually gonna be a very early boss, which is kind of cool. So this is actually one of the first major stages, or major sections of the GSA of Guest Star Allies that actually has multiple bosses within it, which is really cool. So because of that, we have to be pretty well prepared, because we will not get a health upgrade before that. So that's kind of why I have Kawasaki with, I think it was more because Kawasaki is going to be taking over some role duties very soon. But first, let's get a nice fun Zap Sword from Meta Knight, because he needs a cool Levin Sword, because he wants to be a Fire Emblem character, and I know you're out there. If we can have a trailer of Captain Falcon supposedly punching Chrom, I think we could have Captain Falcon and Meta Knight, and maybe a few other characters for in Fire Emblem, okay? Okay, just they don't have to be main characters, mind you. Just some cool, fun DLC characters. All right. Good talk. So Kawasaki did not go to that previous room. That's why this enemy clear area showed up, and that's where a lot of characters will be getting their speed. Not all characters though, which is kind of interesting. So some characters won't get anything. Well, they'll get this one, because this attack is free. Everyone gets this attack upgrade. But they won't be getting the speed ones, so that will be unfortunate for them. But yeah, you have a lot of not health, in which translation of not bad English would be you have very little health. Kawasaki's mad! This looks like a good spot to find some ingredients. My friends are my ingredients. And you can tell about what the time when this was recorded. Based on my little subtle jabs at something there. Yeah, so Gatehouse Road, which I cannot pronounce properly apparently. The background, like, I love, like, the different cracked stars there. It's kind of cool because, you know, the entirety of Jumbastion has come down onto the Popstar planet Popstar, and it's kind of made these different fragments all over the place. It's really cool look, and yeah, that totem didn't work very well. Broom Hatter's here. We've gotten rid of Kawasaki, we've gotten rid of Plug, and Meta Knight, and Raccoon Kind. We're just hanging out with the Shimamura bros and sisters, because Choo Choo is a girl, and Ribbon's a girl, and Adeline's a girl. And Gooey is a Gooey. We don't know about Gooey. We just don't know. Gooey is an enigma. But that's okay. We love Gooey either way. Alright, and it's fitting to have these characters with, because the boss we'll be going to is Pan and Khan, who initially debuted in Kirby's Dream Land 3, which is actually most of where these playable characters come from. So, with Rick, or with Nago, and Choo Choo, and Pitch. Oh, I was hoping I'd actually throw Pitch at that point. Oh well. Those are all characters that you could befriend in Kirby's Dream Land 3. Adeline appeared in Kirby's Dream Land 3, and Gooey was a playable character in Kirby's Dream Land 3. So, other than Ribbon, who, you know, she fits, more or less. And DDD was a boss in Kirby's Dream Land 3, but surprise, surprise, DDD is usually a boss in most Kirby games. unless you're Canvas Curse or Rainbow Curse. And I know you're gonna be like, wait a minute, wasn't there like that minigame in Canvas Curse? And I don't know. I don't really consider those minigames to really be bosses per se. They're just kind of like intervals. There's really only one boss in Kirby Canvas Curse, in my opinion. That's the final boss, which is Dracia. Anywho's, now with those guys out of the way, we now go to the most deadly of places, a place of no music, and Magalore. Because Magalore could possibly still be up to something. We just don't know. But that's okay. Jammer Jab is here to save the day with the king and with Broom Hatter again. Because, you know, they do so awesomely well. I kind of like, if you look in the background there, you can kind of get a good scope of how you're like now inside more of the Jumbastion area compared to Gatehouse Road where you're outside of it, because you took that little warp star in there and whatnot. So, neat little detail that. So we'll be sticking with Jammer Jab for a little bit, because there's actually quite a few areas that Jammer Jab can go to that not many characters can. There's probably a few others that he can as well. And it just did, again, it was one of those things that I was like, okay, so I could put someone else for the staircase section, but there really was no point, because we're gonna go hear Jammer Jab anyways, so might as well have Jammer Jab do the staircase as well. Give Jammer Jab the screen time for all his adorableness, and for the fact that, you know, Jammer Jab comes from Jumbastion, technically. He's part of the Jamba Army, or is that what they're called, the Jamba Army? I need to go look for that. Future me. I'm making work for you, so maybe don't. But if you could, that'd be great. And also, you can light those with his with his staff. I think I stopped there to look at something really quickly just to make sure. And of course, having the Zap Staff is very helpful for taking out a lot of the water-based enemies. And we're gonna have a jump party. If I'm not mistaken, we're still sticking with Jammer Jab right here. Look, another Jammer Jab. Bye. Be careful on the moving platforms. There's a lot of moving platforms in Jumbastion. It's kind of crazy. Jumbastion is probably like one of the most treacherous areas in the entire game until you get to the very end of the game. But anything slightly after Jumbastion, but before your rematch with Francesca, I would say is not as treacherous as Jumbastion itself, just because Jumbastion is like, guess what? Spikes! And it's like, okay, that's not too bad. But then when you have very little health, or you have like a certain friend with you, and then they die, and then they, well, it's not good, just period when that happens, but it's really not good, because if they are to expire on the spikes, then they're just gone, and you can't get them back, and I don't want that. I want to still have my friends, Magalar and DDD, and even Broom Hatter for right now, but we'll probably be seeing Broom Hatter later, but maybe not. We saw him at the very beginning of the area, so I think that's pretty good for now. So let's go to Beatley. Beatley being the king of insects with his rival king, I guess, of DDD, and of course with Bugsy, the former king, and Taranza, the possible king? Oh yeah, Taranza can do that. I like that Taranza's response to is, oh, I should light these. Let me use the one attack that's actually going to make me very sad. Taranza is a good boy. I know that technically speaking, Robobot is a better game than Trip Deluxe. Trip Deluxe is still great, but I do think Taranza is a more interesting character than Susie. which sounds weird because Susie definitely had more to do with the story in Robobot, but I don't know. I think Susie was like, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and I was like, I don't get what's going on here. Taranza was very simple. Taranza was, I want to please this one thing. Oh, that one thing is not pleased by me. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, okay, I'll help you now. I don't know. I think it really comes more down to design than anything else. I like Taranza's design. It's just really, really gosh dang cool. I should know, because I have a plushie of him. And Nightglor. And Susie. This means I don't technically play favorites, because I like all of them! Yay! Magolor's the biggest jerk, though, of all of them. Definitely. And Knuckle Joe's here with Bandana Waddle Dee, the best character, probably. And the king, of course, and the king's other loyal gesture of a subject, Waddle Doo. And I will one day remember the name of those masks, but today is not that day, so feature me. I know I'm making work, but that would be great, thank you. And technically, we could have used Beatley for this area too, but I just felt like using Knuckle Joe, because Knuckle Joe's cool. And of course, there's that whole I want to have even screen time for all the characters, which will not be possible. There's some characters that have more screen time than others. But at the very least, we get to see a variety, so I like that. Shush, shush. Knuckle Joe's just really cool too. I just like how neat he is as a character. I like his design a lot. I like that they've kind of simplified it over the years. Like, I feel like this original one from Superstar was a little too, like, weird looking. They kind of chippified him a little bit, and I think he's just much more adorable because of it. Because of it. Shush, shush. Now, we won't get started on another tangent about a certain thing that I'd probably not want to talk about Kirby-related, which is the only thing Kirby-related I don't like talking about that much, but, yeah, that was the thing too, and he looked weird in that, so yeah, no thanks. I will take the Kumazaki designs of these characters over any of those, any day. Also, I don't know, I'm getting my hopes up again and thinking, like, you know, we have all these great characters here now, let's get some plushies out of them, a plushie Waddle Doo, a plushie Knuckle Joe, a plushie, well, plushie Bandana D exists, but a new plushie Bandana D, all based off Star Allies, plushies of the Mage Generals, plushies of Broom Hatter, and you know, all those guys, plushie of Festival Ability, and hey look, Waddle Doo, there we go, plushie of Waddle Doo, plushie of Wester, you get a plushie, you get a plushie, you get a plushie, and it's all in promotion for another thing that is not going to happen because that takes a lot of time and money. And I'm going to be very vague on what I'm talking about because I kind of went into it a little bit last episode, so I'm not going to worry about too much right now. But hey, health. Health is nice. That is the very first health that we get in this entire area. This entire section of the level. And we are about 13.5 minutes in. So, yeah. But let's make a friend bridge, and then the quick trick on this, hold down right away, and by the time the kitty bounces down there, you'll be right in line to have him bounce off that panel, and then up that one, so you won't take as long. If you went down very slowly, you'll have to do it between the first two panels, and that takes a while. So that's a quick little trick there for those of you who want to do it faster. Not that this is a speed run, because heck no. I have seen like what the speedruns are for this game, and I like speedruns, but there's a lot of times where I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. That's too RNG heavy, and no, I'm not going to try to do this frame perfect thing, because why would you do that? Why can't I just have a speedrun category where it's just get through the game without abusing something? Which I know would be hard to do, and obviously this can't qualify as a speedrun because I keep divvying it up everywhere. And also because I goof off a lot. I think that's the other problem too, is that I would be like, okay, I'm doing this, and this. Hey, I'm bored. I wanna goof off now, and that wouldn't fly. Shush, shush, shush. But here we have a chamber of electric wheels. These electric wheels are awful, and there's only like 2 things that can beat them. Nesp is not one of them, but we're gonna have Nesp with us anyways because Nesp is a cool dude. I like Nesp a lot, if I haven't made that abundantly clear. So plushie of Nesp. And while we're at it, let's just do plushie of Earthbound characters now. You know, why not? Plushie of Nesp, plushie of Paula, plushie of Jeff and Pooh, and then we'll go to Lucas and Klaus and Flint and Boney. Basically, what I'm saying is that Hal should just make an entire line of plushies, which they technically already are doing, but more of them. Make that their main business model, because that's totally a sustainable business model. Unless you're, for all business, unless you are, everyone is like me, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that's a plushie that I really want, and it's adorable and I need it. So, yeah. So yeah, Dribbly and Waddle, Parasol Waddle Dee can bust those, because they have water to actually bust the electrocution on the wheels. Really weird, but I guess it makes sense. And look at Waddle do, he's so adorable when he's sleeping like that. Oh, it's so cute. Oh yeah, plus you have Dribbly too. Points if you can get some kind of like clear fabric thing that like is like that, you know, like in the 90s they had some of those like dolls or whatever that had like weird squishy goo. That for the headpiece of Dribbly. And hey Rocky, how's it going? Haven't seen you in quite a bit, I think. Probably. I don't remember. It's like I should know these things or something. I just made my cheat sheet, and I recorded, and now that's a rare one. That's so awesome. Okay, so I freaked out when I saw it, because that's a rare one, so I had to take a picture of it. I mean, come on. And so we do technically need Nesp here, so I was not jumping the gun when I tried to friend Nesp in the previous room. Or, well, I guess we're inside, so it would be a room. But, since we're going to be going to Rocky anyways, it made more sense just to get Dribbly, because Dribbly would help get rid of the electrical wheels, which were more of annoyances than anything else. And we'll go get our third speed upgrade. Rocky is so happy about it. Rocky's so happy he's going to slide down from gem apples. And he's going to slide down this with Hale Laboratories HQ. Whee! Hi, Nesp. Here's Taranza and Taranza's girlfriends. Yeah, that's right. She does not have a name. Her name is just Taranza's girlfriends. And here's Nesp now with Susie. And Rocky's still here, so that's great. Yeah, these rooms specifically are kind of made just for Nesp and Rocky. I think a few other characters go here, but you'll see, obviously, from the top of the right-hand corner about the different areas. But as you can clearly see, they were made in purpose, or in mind for a specific purpose, which was to fill Nesp up with Rockies so they all make Geokinesis. And then we get an attack upgrade. Hooray! I think there's one more thing we can do with Geokinesis. Also, Susie's having a wild time right there. Anyways, yeah, Nesp was just lost in thoughts. He wasn't alone, but he was lost in thought, that's for sure. And hey, look, Gooey! Yeah, Gooey Block. Bye, Gooey Block. Oh, hey, that helps out quite a bit. Oh, right, so they actually have access to one special thing, which is this area in particular. Because, remember the thing we don't get to see that often? It's our third Dream Friend Rod. I think this is the final Dream Friend Rod that we can actually... Oh, nope, it's not. Never mind, sorry. It's the third Dream Friend Rod that we can find, but again, unlike the first one, it is specific to certain characters, and those characters only. So I'm giving Nesp Taranza. Because I like Taranza, if that has not been made abundantly clear. Bye, Rocky. Now Nesp has a team of all Dream Friends, so oops. That's sure, it's fine. Nesp has a lot of good friends, like DDD, and Taranza, and Susie, and they all have plushies, so Nesp deserves a plushie too. Just saying. And I was wrong on this, I believe, in my initial analysis video, or my analysis video, yeah, so professional, no. In episode 22, about how Susie had a charge, that charge is related to her jet, not to her blaster. So no, she cannot charge up her blaster. Though the spark shot with her blaster is, regrettably, kind of dumb. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not a very good one compared to some of the other shots that she can get. And she's also close to not living, so let's be very careful and be very excited to go and fight our first boss, or wait, no, our second boss of Gym Bastion. But first, hammer time! And Susie was like, Mother? Except not really. I mean, the designs are somewhat similar-ish, but Susie has different eyes compared to the Mage General, so I don't know, I don't think they're related. So that would be kind of crazy if they were. So Francesca's weird because she's technically the Ice General, but she also has water, so she's weak to fire and zap? I don't quite get that, but whatever. It makes things easy for us, especially for Nest, because Nest can just fly in the air and do his attack thing without really being bothered by much, so Nest has a fun time with bosses. Nest is actually a really fun character to use for bosses, because you're just like, can this person get me up here with their attack pattern? And if they can't, then that is not a big deal. Shush, shush. Alright, so thanks for watching this episode. We'll come back next time for... Oh, right. We're not done yet. So, there's actually one more boss we need to do, and another big chunk of a section to go through. We still have about 10 more minutes to go. So, Vivid Rhea will be taking over from here. We have Nesp, Bandana Wall D, in all of his adorableness, and of course, the King himself, because King DDD is a pretty awesome dude. We definitely will be seeing more Meta Knight later. I think a lot of the characters that were picked for 3-1 that I chose for this particular route already had DDD with them, and my rule was, if they had Riku and Kine, get Meta Knights. If they had any other Dream Friend, keep DDD. Which, for the most part, worked out. I'm not sure if it worked out for all the characters, but I do like DDD a little bit more than Meta Knight, so sorry. Also, fun fact here, Vivid Rhea is the only character that goes to this area. So, yeah, Vivid Rhea is spoiled, but don't worry, there's another character that's going to be just as spoiled later on. And also, we don't need to go in that door, but I'm going to go on it anyways, because I kind of forgot what it was. The entire point of this door right here is to fight Vivid Rhea, because you need Vivid Rhea to get the key, and you need the key to get the upgrade, so, you know, bada boom, bada bing, yada yada yada, buy other Vivid Rhea. Yeah, because that's just puzzle pieces right there. I don't want Nest to become Vivid Rhea, so we're just gonna wait it out, yeah. Oh, okay. That got very close there for Nest transforming. What happens when that happens? Like, if a friend puts on another friend's hat, is that like Super Mario 64 DS rules, where they just, like, are temporarily that character? Or do they, like, get their essence taken over by, like, the concepts of that, and they just become that new character until they are reunited with their own hats? Things to think about that I think is thinking a little too much into the lore that we don't need to care about that much, because if we start thinking about that, then we have to realize that Kirby literally eats everyone, and they are dead when he gets their abilities, which, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't like that idea. Actually, I think Kirby is too nice of a guy to actually do that. So we're not going to think about that. Instead, we're going to go in this door, which is only accessible by Vivid Rhea, but this entire area is only accessible by Vivid Rhea, so there's really no point to tell you that. I do like a lot of the flames in the background, though. That, like, weird pillar there gives me a lot of, like, Xenoblade 2 vibes, in all honesty. Yeah, this entire area kind of gives me some Xenoblade vibes for some reason. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but hey, it looks cool. Okay, and there's nothing up there. No, I thought I could go there. And literally the only reason why Vivid Rhea gets yet another room or area all to herself is because there's that double door there. So she just gets this one for free. Vivid Rhea is spoiled, but hey, she's a new ability, so I think she deserves it. I'm okay with this, because she's also very adorable and cute and all that good stuff. And we even got DDD with Bandana Wall D on the same plane. Like, come on, there we go. The dream team's right there. Those two guys right there. I would love Bandana Wall D to be in Smash, but you know what they could have done? They could have just made DDD's attack throw just be Bandana Wall D, and instead of just like it just doing one thing, it actually summons Bandana Wall D, and like he gets on the stage for a little bit and does a few attacks and he leaves. Like that could be like a rare one, so he always throws Gyros, but then like every 100 it's Bandana Waddle Dee. I would like that. Basically what I'm saying is recognize Bandana Waddle Dee because he is awesome. Also, I have a Dream Stock. It is gone. Good day, gentlemen. And hey, Bugsy, how's it going? You got Marks, you got Meta Knight, you got Poppy Bros Jr. We got a lot of superstar people here representing, even if Bomb, I believe, was technically in Adventure, but Poppy Bros Jr. has been around since the first game, so there's that too. Be careful in this area, because if you do something like that, but if it was on the other tip of it, the walls close in, and the character hitboxes come into big effect there. So if you had DDD, or Bugsy, as I have, or another big character like Bonkers, or... I think the Roach would technically count for that? I don't recall per se. But if you have a big character like that, be careful, because they are more likely to get crushed, and that will suck. Also, I find this really hilarious. So if Marks rolls his ball all the way back, everyone just kind of like scoots forward to where they would be, where the sitting animation would be, which I think is just really, really silly. So fun little details you didn't know. Also, Poppy Bros Jr.'s here now. The OG. The OG friends, probably. Not really, because he was mini-boss, but actually no. That was Poppy Bros Sr.'s the mini-boss. Whatever, Poppy Bros Jr. is cool. He has little clogs for feet. And we do need Zap Bomb here. Adeline, being with us, can give us Zap Bomb because of Krakow, so that works out. So again, as you probably noticed, this area can only be accessed by Poppy Bros Jr. I wonder why. I feel like there's some areas that they made like very specific for certain abilities and certain combinations, and when they're doing Guest Star Allies, they're like, oh, wait a minute. We could use these to be individual areas for some of these characters. Then it's like, well, who else can go here? No one. Because that would require an easy way to get Poppy Bros Jr. to appear for that other area if you had the electric ability. And also for the AI to know fully what to do, because I think when it comes to some of those specifics, it is a little more confused. And speaking of Poppy Bros Jr.'s exclusive things, here's another Poppy Bro Jr. exclusive thing. This entire area. Why? I don't know. But hey, he's having a party, okay? He's allowed to party if he wants to. And we also needed the Zap Bomb for that, too. So, I mean, it's Poppy Bros Jr.'s we can get right here, but that would also require us to be able to go backwards with all those electric wheels. Yeah, problem. Additionally, back there's 2 yellow doors. It follows the same logic of one yellow door will take you to one quick extra area, the other yellow door will just take you on. This is the quick extra area, which gives Poppy Bros Jr. his 3rd speed. So here we go. We have this nice little room to play in. And then, that's kind of all she wrote for Poppy Bros Jr. But I think I messed around a little bit because I was like, look at it! This is Poppy Bros Jr.'s exclusive party room. It's all the party. It's a big party with explosions and crystals and water and kings and yeah! Poppy Bros Jr. loves everybody. And Dribbly is here now with Megalore, because that's from her initial abilities appearance game. And Dribbly was actually in Return of Dreamland, now that I think about it, so never mind. She was in that game too. And Poppy Bros Jr.'s here because we just got done doing a whole his exclusive room, so good for him. He can join us now, as we have water. Just kidding! Poppy Bros Jr. is dead. Chilly. Only chilly now. Which actually works out because we could do the special attack that Dribbly has with Chili. I don't think I'd do it for the boss, unfortunately, but it would work. Does a lot of damage. So we're just gonna... Look at that cool animation that Dribbly has. We're just, like, calmly surfing down. It's really awesome. And Megalore just really wanted to check out that one step. He's really loved that one step. He could sell some gem apples there. Alright, the final boss of Section 3-1, the first part of Gem Bastion, is Flamberge herself. So yeah, 3 bosses in one area, and this boss will go over pretty fast because I just kind of went, guess what we have? We have water, and this rainbow attack is really powerful, and Magolor is crazy, and DDD has a hammer, and Chili is there, because Chili's cool. Like, you know, like, the metaphorical and actual sense of cool. But also, everyone just got hurt badly, and Chili just stood there and laughed at us, which is fine. He's allowed to do that. Magolor's just like, no, I'm done. I've had enough of this. You shut up. And so she did. But you know what, Magolor? That wasn't very nice. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Let's Play Kirby Star Allies. Yes, Star Allies go. If you like this video, please consider hitting that like button below. And if you want to see more content from me, please consider subscribing. Kirby Star Allies is available on Nintendo Switch. Please give it a pickup if you like what you've seen. You can get all the DLC right out of the gates now. It's awesome. But most importantly, please have a wonderfully great day, and I will see you all on the next one. Until then, ciao!